As a smaller guard, you have to be 2 steps ahead of everyone on the court. People are going to count you out, so you have to make sure that you're working harder and smarter than everyone else. So we analyzed every main skill you need as a smaller guard and put it together in the most complete program you'll find. Being shifty with the basketball is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. If you can use your dribble to effortlessly create space from your defender, it opens up so much for you on the court. And the coolest part is that it really comes down to a science. And you know exactly how I feel about breaking things down to a science. So pay attention and learn how you can make your moves more fluid and shifty. So let's start off with some basics, the foundations. Step 1 is being able to get into athletic positions to sell moves. Watch how Kemba internally rotates his hip to drop that left knee and load the right foot, which sells that drive and then helps him push back into that crossover. Same thing right here, how I drop that back knee and foot and get into that position. These positions require mobility and even more so strength in those mobile positions, but they're vital for being able to effectively shift your weight back and forth, which is my next point. It's pretty intuitive, right? Being able to shift your weight back and forth is at the center of shifting your defender. Just watch how on all of these, literally almost all the body weight is being shifted onto one leg as you plant that foot. It almost looks like the other foot should be able to come off the ground. And that fully sells to the defender that we're going in that direction, which they'll undoubtedly react to. This once again takes a high level of eccentric force absorption and rate of force development to get out of these positions and push back the other way. Another key is dropping your shoulder on those moves. Notice here I drop my left shoulder as if I'm going to explode in that direction. Defenders subconsciously see this and think drive, and shift to stay in front like Dirk right here. See how Iggy gets his shoulder across the midline right here? That's huge in terms of selling the move. Plus, it helps that off arm stay close to the ball to be in perfect position to protect. Next is something I call synchronization, which is a complicated way of saying make sure that your dribbles line up with when your feet hit the ground. This is something that less experienced players have trouble with and can be really improved just by dribbling a ton. When you time the ball to hit right before you push off with your foot, there's no lag in having to take the ball with you or wait for it to hit the ground. Everything's working in sync and it makes the entire dribbling process feel sharp. And then when you want to switch it up, you can use a delayed explosion move like right here, where you don't explode when the ball hits to throw off the defender's timing. Next is rotating the hips. When you solely play with your hips facing the rim, it's so predictable. Being shifty requires the consciousness to turn your hips away from the baseline to get your defender moving one way and then rotate back on a move. The better you rotate your hips, the more your defender will truly believe that you're going that way, which is a key to shifting them out of position. The next one may be the one you're most familiar with, speed changes. Not gonna lie, this is probably the secret sauce, so to speak, for the shiftiest of guards. The better you slow yourself down and speed yourself up, the less predictable you are. And while people always think of changing speeds, changing heights along with it will amplify this effectiveness. See how Kyrie doesn't just slow down, but raises the level of his body. How Kemba raises up here before crossing. How Ty Lawson raises up for a whole dribble before dropping back low. These all keep the defender guessing. And it's not just the body changing heights, but the ball. Joe Johnson's crossover here is probably the most obvious example, but it happens in way more situations than you'd expect. Like how Fox goes from a high dribble to a low crossover here. It all plays a part in being unpredictable. One great way to change both heights and speeds is hangs with the ball. See how as I hang the ball, I'm changing height and speed. It's something you'll see the best ball handlers do a ton. And the last tip I'll give for this episode is to be confident. The best ball handlers look so fluid with their moves because they're so confident in everything they do. They kind of have a bounce in their step. See how I'm constantly bouncing, ready to go? Seeing confident ball handlers is so refreshing and really correlates with the ones who are able to shift their defenders the best. So go out and work on all this. One way I'd say that never fails is just dribbling a shit ton. Try new moves, new techniques, etc. Just keep a ball in your hand at all times. Stay tuned for more episodes too, and follow me on Instagram at ByAnyMeansBasketball. I got even more on there for y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get to work.